in the over-unders. Here are my NBA game predictions for December 13th, 2021 for Week 9. Tonight there's 9 games. I am going to go through the spreads and the over-unders. For the spreads I got from FanDuel. As of recording, the over-unders weren't out yet, so I'll place what I would bet on these games. For the Miami Heat at the Cavaliers, I would bet the Cavs -4 due to the fact that the Cavs have been playing well, and they don't have all their players yet, so it would be safer to bet on the team that's all their players, plus they're at home too, so home court advantage. Should see a Cavs win tonight. For the over-under, I don't expect this to be a crazy high-scoring game, so I'll put over 212.5 for this. Just in case one person gets hot, it'll be easily over 212.5. For the Kings at the Raptors, I have the Raptors -4.5. They're going to continue their homestand and get another win, especially against the Kings. This should be an easier win for the Raptors, but they like to keep their games close, so I wouldn't stray too far from the -4.5. I predict over 216.5, just because the Kings, they can score the ball. They can be limited, but more often than not, they're going to break 100 if the Raptors are going to win. It's going to have to put the ball in the basket a little bit more, but the Kings don't have a great defense, so over 216.5 shouldn't be a problem. For the Warriors at the Pacers, I expect the Warriors to still win, even though Pacers have been playing better than what I've thought with all what's going over there. But between Sabonis and Turner, apparently they're having great years so far. So I expect this game, Pacers will dominate on the inside, but then the Warriors will dominate on the wings. So just how the NBA goes, usually if you're dominating on the wings, you're usually going to win the game. So yeah, Warriors -3, but I'll go under 222.5. Just because the Pacers are probably going to score more twos. That's how they're going to get their points. And then I don't expect the Warriors to have a huge game scoring wise, like no more than like 112 in that area. So under 222.5 makes the most sense to me. For the Rockets and the Hawks, the spread is Rockets +11. And even though they've lost their last 2, they'd won 7 before that. So they have proven they can win without all their players there. So having them lose by 11, it's like I don't see that happening. But the Hawks, they can put away the bad teams, so I can understand why the spread's that big. I do expect this to go over 218.5, just because both these teams can light it up, and if the Rockets start making their outside shots during this game, I expect this to go over pretty easily. For the Bucks and the Celtics, they have the Bucks actually not the favorite. They have the Bucks +1, so even though they played last night, they still have most of their players. The only person that's out for them is Lopez still. So they still have Holiday, Giannis, and Middleton. So they should win over the Celtics pretty easily, as you just got to limit Tatum. So it's like as long as like Middleton or Holiday's on him, that should be an easy win for them. But I still expect them to shoot the ball a bunch and like still get like 25 points. But I do expect over 218.5 because the Bucks, I think they're going to rely more on the three-point shot. It is the second night of a back-to-back, so if someone gets it going from 3, it's just going to bring it over. And then Celtics are probably going to find a way to get the ball in the basket to get like to 105 points, but Bucks are going to win. For the Sixers and the Grizzlies, I expect the Grizzlies, not the Grizzlies, the Sixers to win by -2. They're going to cover the spread. With Embiid, he's going to dominate who's ever on the Grizzlies. Even though Adams is there, I still expect Embiid to get his points and all that, but it will be more work, hence why I have the under 216.5. I don't expect a huge amount of scoring this game, because Memphis have been playing better defense than Philadelphia can clamp down and defend the paint, defend the outside. But I do expect the Sixers to come out with a win. For the Hornets and the Mavericks, they have the spread as Hornets +3. The Mavericks did play last night, so I expect the Hornets to come out and possibly win. I actually see it more likely that the Hornets will win over the Mavericks, but Mavericks did have a bigger win last night, so they didn't have to play their starters as hard, so that's good for them. So this is probably like a 50-50 toss-up game, but I'd lean towards the Hornets. I assumed the spread for this game was going to be higher for the over-under, so I'm just going to say under 225.5, just because Charlotte doesn't have the best defense in the world, and both teams, they can put up a lot of points, even though Mavericks have been kind of lower end of the pack for scoring, I feel, just when I check their games. So it'd be safe to bet under 220.5. For the Wizards and the Nuggets, I expect the Nuggets to win. Actually, more than 4. The spread's currently -4, but I'd honestly expect a little bit more, just because Jokic, when he's on the floor, he's going to dominate. He's going to just will them to victory. And then I expect the over 213.5, just because Jokic will just literally backpack the entire team above like 112 points, 115, somewhere around there. And then the Wizards, they're just going to be there. And then for the Suns and the Clippers, so I have the Suns at -3. They've had plenty of rest. Even though they don't have all their pieces there, I still expect the Suns to win. And then by -3, I think that's reasonable. I think it will be a closer game overall. So it's like anywhere between like a money line and like 6 points. That's where I kind of expect it to be. I expect to be more slower pace, more tighter defense between these two teams. So hence the under 218.5. And then I believe Paul George is back for this game, and I assume he wants revenge over last year's playoffs, and it's going to be his first game back from his rest. So I expect him to have a good game, but Bridges will be on him, so I think it'd still be under 30 points if you want to go for that bet. And thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts on the spreads or the over-unders, or any stats that the players might get, leave them down in the comments to help other people out. And once again, thanks for watching.